Hi, I'm Ed Holland, the Executive Director of the Washington State Developmental Disabilities Council. The following presentation is about the Developmental Disabilities Endowment Trust Fund. This is a public-private partnership, a special needs trust program that was created by our state legislature back in 1999. The trust program that we have in this state is a very unique program and a very dynamic one. It allows families and individuals to plan for the future, to save up money without jeopardizing their eligibility for services and other benefits that they might need. Here's Angela and Tamara to tell you a lot more about this very unique and dynamic program.
My name is Tamara Roberts. I'm with the ARC of Washington State. I'm the disbursement manager for the Developmental Disabilities Endowment Trust Fund. I'm here with Angela Dirk, the assistant trust manager, and we're here to talk to you about the program. There are currently 4 of us at the ARC who work on the program: Patty Bell, trust manager, and Laura Penn, trust assistant. Angela's going to go ahead and get us started.
The Endowment Trust was created by the Washington State Legislature in 1999 and opened for enrollments in summer of 2002. It provides a great way to save for the future, and most importantly, it protects an individual's eligibility for benefits such as Social Security and Medicaid or Medicare. It provides the incentive in the state in the form of state matching funds, and the state matching funds is a very unique aspect of the program that Tamara will get into in just a few minutes here. There are, however, some requirements, some eligibility requirements, however, to enroll in our program. There are 3. The first one is that an individual must meet the state definition of a developmental disability as determined by someone from the Developmental Disabilities Administration, formerly DDD, the Division of Developmental Disabilities. They do not have to be receiving services. There are some wait lists. However, they must have been found eligible. They secondly must reside in the state of Washington at the time of enrollment, and they must be under the age of 65 at the time of enrollment.
So whether individuals are currently enrolled in the program or if they're just learning about the program, everybody wants to know how the funds in the trust can be used. Disbursements issued from the trust are as varied as our individuals enrolled in the program. So the list is pretty much endless. It's best to keep in mind the things we cannot pay for, which are shelter costs and grocery and food. Shelter costs being rent, water, sewer, power, garbage heat, electricity, and groceries, because that's what the individual's Social Security benefit is supposed to pay for. Currently, we are dispersing for a lot of dental services, because that is a service that has been greatly reduced, as well as a lot of adult day programs, because that is another service that has been greatly reduced. We see a lot of requests for vacation, electronics, clothing, fun stuff. It is a supplemental needs trust. So once again, it can't pay for those shelter costs or groceries. We currently offer 2 types of trusts at the program. We have a Trust 1 third-party individual trust account and a Trust 2 self-settled individual trust account. What type of trust you open is determined upon the source of the funds coming in to fund the trust. So in a Trust 1 third-party individual trust account, the funds coming in to fund the trust belong to anyone else other than the individual with the disability or the beneficiary being who the trust benefits. So once again, in a Trust 1 third party, mom or dad, grandma and grandpa, the neighbor across the street can contribute funds to the trust for the benefit of the individual. In a Trust 2 self-settled trust account, the funds coming in to fund the trust belong solely to the individual. We see a lot of individuals who have received a Social Security payback or perhaps maybe a lawsuit settlement. We do have a few individuals who have a job and contribute their earnings into the trust. Other than the source of the funds coming in to fund the trust, there is one other difference between the 2 trusts, and it's what happens to the funds in the trust when the individual passes away. In a Trust 2 self-settled trust account, when the individual passes away, the state is entitled to reclaim dollar for any long-term care services or Medicaid match funds. After the state submits their bill, it is highly unlikely that there'll be anything left over This is not the case with a Trust 1 third-party trust. When the individual passes away, the funds left in the trust will be distributed according to the disposition plan, which you set up whenever you establish the trust.
There are a few different people involved in the endowment trust fund. First, we have the endowment governing board. It is a 7-member board appointed by the governor. At all times, at least 4 members on the 7-member board must be family members of an individual with a developmental disability, and they set policy for the program. Then you have the Developmental Disability Council, and they support the board activities. The Washington State Investment Board, all the contributions that are sent in are invested by the Washington State Investment Board. And then the Arc of Washington State, where we're from, we are the trust manager for the program. As the trust manager, we are your one point of contact for any questions or concerns about the program. All contributions are sent in to us. All disbursements are authorized by us.
Currently, there are some incentives to participate in the program. There is a one-time enrollment fee of $600 that the state is currently matching back 100%. There are 2 annual fees charged to the accounts. The first is a tax preparation fee, currently charged at $75, and the state is matching that back 100%. We also have a 1% annual management fee charged after 1 year's participation, and that's 1% of the account balance. It is a minimum of $75, a maximum of $750. The state is currently matching back the first $75 on the annual management fee. So in order to receive those incentives, there are some requirements. We are currently asking that you contribute the equivalent of $25 a month for a 3-year vesting period. So it is a time and financial requirement. At the end of the 3-year period, there needs to be a minimum of $900 in the account, and then the account will vest. Contributions roll forward. So if you make an initial contribution of $100, those contributions will roll forward, and the account will be in good standing for 4 months. There are a few additional requirements in order to receive those incentives. The matching funds do not become a permanent part of the account until the account vests. So once again, that's the $25 a month for 3 years. Upon the death of the individual, the state matching funds revert back to the program to benefit other individuals, and each beneficiary may only have one account that qualifies for the state match on fees. We do have some individuals who have both accounts, both a Trust 1 and Trust 2. If you decide to open both types of trust for your individual, at the time of opening the trusts, you can choose which one you would like to qualify for the state match on fees.
So some things to be aware of on the contributions. Be aware that you don't get a bill in the mail every month saying that $25 needs to be sent in. You contribute on your schedule. During that 3-year vesting period that Tamara talked about, if you fall behind on the vesting, you will probably hear from us. We do try to encourage everyone to vest into the program and receive those matching funds. But other than that, you contribute on your schedule. As far as disbursements plans go, the disbursements are done weekly. Currently, Tamara disperses processes 30 to 40 disbursements a week, and we do disperse weekly. Our fees are very competitive with other privately managed trusts. Within the last couple of years, we did do a survey of other privately managed trusts across the country. Ours were very competitive. We found no other one with lower fees, and we found no other program that did any sort of matching on their fees. So that is a great asset with our trust program. The Washington State Investment Board offers a great history of successful investments. Since the fund's inception, it has averaged 5 to 6%. But be aware that this is not a savings account. The funds are invested. The funds are invested for long-term gain. If you are interested in the investments, please visit the Washington State Investment Board's website or see our information booklet for information on how to get to the Washington State Investment Board's website. In conclusion, people do ask us, why choose to come to us to possibly open a special needs trust versus going to a private lawyer or your bank down the street? And I can tell you that the ARC has been in this state since 1936, advocating for people with developmental disabilities. And this is what we do, and this is what we know. So I think that gives us a different perspective than possibly your bank down the street might have. So that is one thing to think about. Also, as a privately managed trust, we offer some additional security. When Social Security laws change, we stay up on that and we update our documents so that the trust continues not to be counted as an asset or a resource. As an example, shortly after I joined the trust in December of 2010, that was happening just as I joined. We sent out updated legal documents to about 2,000 trust holders that currently had trusts with the program, because the documents needed to be updated so that the trust would not count as an asset or a resource. And that is the security that you get with a privately managed trust such as ours. And that's something to think about. So what is the next step from here? Well, you're already here today listening to our presentation. So next is to receive our information booklet. The information booklet has everything that we've talked about today and more in it. Next would be to provide that proof of eligibility, that DDA proof of state eligibility. Step 3 would to be receiving the legal documents. That would be the Trust 1 or Trust 2 documents that Tamara talked about. Step 4 would to be to fill out those documents and to get them signed and notarized in front of a notary. Do not sign them until you are in front of a notary. Step 5 would be to prepare that $600 enrollment fee check. And step 6 would be to send in that joinder agreement, send in the proof of DDA eligibility, and send in the $600 check to us in Olympia, and have us review them. If we have any questions or concerns, we will give you a call. We look forward to talking to you soon. Here's our contact information. If you have any questions, please give us a call. That is why we're there. We look forward to talking with you soon.